things that I love about the measure, don't guess approach. One of the tagline for NCI is if you don't measure, you're just guessing. But the concept is this, it really is, when it comes right down to it, the customer is the head of your business, because without customers, you have no business at all.
Ruth is great. She was actually a guest on this show. I think during a couple of years. That's been a couple of years now, but yeah, I enjoy listening to her speak. So for those listening and watching that are in the trade and want to take that next step, become a professional or a craftsman, and they could have been around for a long time or somebody new. I want to kind of go into you and something I think that you sent me a video ahead of this, and I found it to be it's a 5-minute video, and it's the most profound thing I think any owner, even if you work for somebody else, should it gives you an understanding. It's called Who's the Head of Your Business? Mm-hmm. And it gives you this great 5-minute philosophy. Can you go into that? Just give people a taster, or I don't take as much time as you need, but kind of explain without seeing the video here, obviously, to everybody what to expect when they watch it. What is that philosophy? It's beautiful.
Yeah. And if you're interested, you want to post that thing on your site,
we will.
Feel free.
We will.
Absolutely feel free. So here's the concept. The question of who's the head of your business is a really good question. So a lot of times I'll ask that question in a workshop, and guy will raise my hand. I'm the head of my business, and that's pretty typical, right? If there's a wife in the building, they'll say she is. That's pretty smart, right? Stay married that way, right? But the concept is this. It really is, when it comes right down to it, the customer is the head of your business, because without customers, you have no business at all. Right. So without customers, you have no business. So you really have to look through the eyes of the customer, understand what's important to them, not what's important to you. If I have, like, for instance, if I had a whole warehouse full of 3.5-ton heat pump condensers sitting out there, and all of a sudden I can't get equipment anywhere, all of a sudden every customer I know needs a 3.5-ton heat pump, right? I don't care if it's a 1.5-ton load. They all need a 3. Who am I looking at there? I'm looking at my eyes, not looking at theirs, right? So I want to look through the eyes of the customer and provide the products and services that they need, which is super important. I need air conditioning. I need heat. That's a need. What they want, well, I want it to be quiet. I want it to be efficient. I don't want it to impact the environment any more than it has to, right? Whatever their important things are, I want to be healthy. I want to be safe. I want all those things. But ultimately, what do they deserve? Right. And in my definition of what they deserve is they deserve our very best every time, regardless of how much they're willing to invest. Right. They deserve our best every time. I always ask contractors this question: which of your customers don't deserve the best? And they just stop and they say, well, they all deserve our best. I said, right. Now, they can't all afford it. That's why we have options, right? That's fine, but that's on them. They can't afford it because of their actions or inactions, not yours. But you should always make sure that the best is on the table for them to answer, to be able to determine whether they want to use it or not. So you look through the eyes of the customer, look through their eyes, provide the products and services they need, want, and deserve, so you can achieve the 3 most important goals in business. And I went to business school, and I'll tell you, Rob, what they taught me in business school, the most important goal in business was to make a profit. No.
Well,
I've worked for companies that their whole focus is all about making profit, and they're miserable. Everybody in the company's miserable. The number one most important goal in business is to put a smile on the customer's face, because without customers, again, we have no business. Right? If we don't get them happy, I mean, I've had unhappy customers. Yeah. It's hard to collect from them, isn't it?
Yeah. Have you ever? Right? Yeah. Have you ever read the book Raving Fans?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. You got to create raving fans, right? That's what I would call it, the raving fan.
That's exactly right. Yeah. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. In fact, I've got a webinar called Raving Fans, but it's talking about airflow. Think about
new spin on it.
That's exactly right. I told you, look at it differently, turn it sideways a little bit. I'm really big into looking at complex puzzles and figuring out how they work. Anyway, so I look through the eyes of the customer, provide those products and services they need, want, deserve, so I can achieve the 3 most important goals in business. Number 1, put a smile on their face. Wow the customer, the raving fan, right? I want to get them happy as crap, because then they'll pay me in full and on time. They'll pay me a premium price for my premium product, assuming that I can communicate that value properly. And then third, they'll help me grow my business by an unlimited flow of referrals. I know this sounds crazy. We used to get 20 names of people from the person we just sold a job to. We would get 20
Wow.
names of people that they know that own their own home. They don't have to know if they need an air conditioner or a furnace. All they got to know is, do these people own their home? If they own their home, they qualified for earning a discount on a job. We didn't just give away money. They had to earn it, right? So if they gave me a name, we would send them a nice
Wow.
little letter back in the day, send them a nice little letter and say, your friend, Rob Ambrosetti, just spent $39,000. We wouldn't go into that detail, but we would, say we just did some work for the Ambrosetti family. They're really appreciative of what we did. They really liked it so much that they thought it was important for us to be introduced to you in case you could use any help like that. On behalf of Rob and his family, we're offering you this special deal, blah, 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 right? So the referrals just flowed like crazy. Well, once you get that model in place, then that model of taking care of customers, putting a smile on their face, generating the revenue that you need, and growing your business through referrals just keeps building a cycle. You just have a cycle going on, and you build your business based on a referral model. And man, I tell you what, we quit spending money on advertising, quite honestly, Rob. We didn't need to. We
Yeah.
had 3,500 maintenance
Wow.
agreement customers that kept us busy. We didn't have to. It
And
was a
again,
beautiful
the
thing.
mindset is you take that approach that the customer is
Customer's head.
is the head of your business
They're the
for
boss.
each and every one of them.
They're the boss, right? And then of
Yep.
course, the rest of the story kind of pans out to say, you know what, your service department, your installation department, all those people have to be empowered and equipped with the tools and training they need to put smiles on customers' faces. The admin group, the marketing, the sales team, all those people have to be empowered and equipped to put smile on the customer's face. That's first and foremost. If we can't put a smile on the customer's face, the whole model falls apart. So it's 100% customer focused. And that's in essence what we try to do with NCI. We're trying to make sure that we look through their eyes as if we're going to live in the house. You said something a little while ago that I used to use in my sales calls all the time. Mr. and Mrs. Consumer, every cubic foot, this is my definition of cubic foot, I draw cubic foot in front of them. Every cubic foot of air that you're breathing in this house is going to be processed by the equipment that we're getting ready to install in your home. Wouldn't you want it to be the safest, healthiest, most comfortable, and energy efficient air that you